States Congress, House Democrats,
Okay, I'll see there, and then Pelosi.
reopen government and fund smart,
What did you
effective
want to
border
what do you call
security
it?
solutions.
Salami sandwich night.
But the president is rejecting
No, I
his
didn't want
bipartisan
that. And
bills
then
which would reopen government over his
sit on the
obsession
McKesson
with
building, you know what I
forcing
mean?
American
Buy
taxpayers
sushi,
to
whatnot.
waste billions of dollars
And then I want to get one of those muffins with the cream in the middle. Okay. Now that's what I want. I want to go to Montgomery. I don't want to go into Montgomery, man. It feels smells money over there. But I want to go down back towards the market where that McDonald's is right there. And then you can get that fish fillet, and maybe they got the seafood fry, and then you can get that Big Mac too. And you can actually sit down at the restaurant and chill, because you know you're not worried about too much. You'll be on the lunch break, whatnot. And that's what you do, and then, like, you know what I'm saying, you keep it going, because, like, you say, oh man, it's raining, you know, and so much metal, you know what I mean, it's cold, you know what I mean, like, you get to the Chase building right over the other, you go to the Commonwealth Club, and then you ask that place up, right, because you already know somebody, you know what I'm saying, you're like, wait a minute, what are you doing here, man, didn't she used to work security at the other place, it's so funny, right, and it's like, oh. And that's it, you know what I mean? And that's not it. Do you miss San Francisco? I don't miss San Francisco. Why? And like, you know, and it's just the same people to say, oh, it's a sanctuary or whatnot for the state of California, if you will. But I think, you know, in the whole thing, and you think about the whole idea of the thing about what it is.
Thank you, Speaker Pelosi.
Speaker
My fellow Americans.
And here's the Periscope. Like, oh, okay. And here is the whole idea of this person stomping on the floor while there's a presidential address. Now, is that a Periscope that you can see that is fair in a sense that, or you might want to electrocute somebody or something like that because they abuse themselves, probably from your directive or others' directive. Okay, that is what they're essentially talking about on a shutdown. So essentially, if you take that, and what you call that is the Bob Costas effect. Okay, now let's put the chips on the table, if we will. Now, the Bob Costas effect means you take a 2-bit no-good old person, right? Okay, or you take a 2-bit no-good person, right? And with the Bob Costas effect, you put him up against an altruistic person in a family who has done so much for the United States of immigrant descent, where you take on so much hate, racist, and discrimination amongst people that is supported by the Bob Costas effect of the antithesis of what the United States is and what it stands for. Besides services, free lunch, stuff like this, to get abused by such a person on such a level to where the government looks at you and says, we did this to her to do this to you, to do this to her. So I'm like, well, okay, the Bob Costas effect tells me that this should have been indispensable a long time ago. I think this should have been, if you go on seconds alone, and you know, I'm sorry I'm telling this because I take so much medicines behind this, and I've been glazed over by this so much, that if you take this effect, and you take it, then you start to build on it and say, okay, well, the Bob Costas effect tells you to do this. Get smarts on this. Well, we can see what she's already aligned with. We can see where it's coming from. We can see who the allies are in this situation. And it's a dividing, and we can see how they cross up, how they start to get the traitors gate going and stuff when they don't feel it's convenient. So that is what the Bob Costas effect is. This doesn't have anything to do with a 2-bit no-good person that doesn't even is a waste of American society, but it has to do with more the moral decay of it. That is what the Bob Costas effect is.
Here we have John King and Daniel Bale, and now let's bring in Gloria Borger, Dana Bash, and Dia Malika.